Hey, what's up, guys? And we are here reviewing the Kendrick Lamar EP requested by user on Rap Genius. And let's get right into it. It's a extended play that, if you count the bonus tracks, it's 16. 16 songs, pretty long EP. Usually EPs are like 5 to 7 tracks or something like that. But the first song on the EP is This Love, and he reminisces on a life he once lived and the life he wants to live now. It has some good lines. Let me try and find one quick. It's just a song, it touches on different subjects throughout each verse says something a little different, and it's just a song that it's a solid way to start the album. Now, it's not a great song, but it's a pretty good intro to the album. I actually enjoyed it a lot, and that brings us to a modern day like Kendrick Lamar song called Celebration. You can just hear that charisma, that flow, that he's pumped up in the song. If you guys have heard his verse on Love Game, very, very good verse by him. He's just so charismatic in that one. It's just like he has that confidence and he's gonna fuck you up attitude, and wow. This song itself, it's not one of my favorite songs necessarily on the album, but you gotta feel this just charismatic flow on it. And basically it's called Celebration because it's just a celebration. And next song, track number 3, is PNP, which I'm pretty sure stands for Pussy and Patron. And this song actually appeared on Overly Dedicated, I believe. And I didn't really feel it as much. I like the beat and the feel way better. It's less fitting on this version of it because PNP 1.5 is on M.A.A.d. But this version I liked a lot more. It's actually maybe my favorite song on the track. And, it's about his struggles, and it says, I'm going through something with life, but pussy and Patron make me feel alright. And it's keeping him in good shape. And that was a great song. The next song, is She Needs Me, which is about a girl who is perfect, and she's successful, but she still needs Kendrick. And it's just a song that just has that good feel. I like the subject matter it touches on. It has that flow and delivery that is just awesome. Kind of reminds me of Opposites Attract in a way. And then track number 5 is I Am, interlude, and I could do without this. It was kind of weird, but nothing too bad. And then we have Wanna Be Heard. It's about like working on his craft or working on his game, and it just has insane flow. This could also be my favorite song on the album. He just goes in on it, and I like some of the lines, some real lines. Verse 1, line 1. I used to want to rap like Jay-Z until I realized that Jay wasn't me. He used to want to be like Jay-Z, then he realized it's not his style. And he says, because I used to practice early morning and then after school, I'm working on my hooks, nig, N-word, and I ain't trying to battle you, but even if I did, I guarantee I would overshadow you. I mean, just lines like that throughout the song. And then he says, I'm a close cut to Common and Gucci Mane. Now that's a comparison you probably wouldn't understand. And it just has those lines that are just like, those solid lines. It's not Eminem it's not Eminem's like, oh my gosh, quotables, and it's not, they're not the best quotables, but they're filled throughout the song. and it's just crazy. Great song, one of my favorite on the album. And let's go to track number 7, I Do This. Remixed later on Overly Dedicated. Kendrick has a solid verse, but J-Rock sucks cock on this song in my opinion. Let's go to track number 8, now that we're done talking about that. Uncle Bobby and Jason Keaton. And I just kind of found this song annoying. Again, didn't really feel for it. And then let's go to Faith. A song that starts out pretty negative and how he, has faith in God, then he loses it because his friend dies. And then at the end, he says, it's just he gains his faith again and, says, no matter what happens, keep your faith. Really strong message. Me myself, I'm Christian. And it's pretty cool to hear stuff like that. Really gain my respect from Kendrick Lamar on that. Even though I already respect him, but just more gain on it. Next song is Trip, track number 10, and this is again one of the best songs on the EP. It just has that flow and a good feel, good song, near perfect, and maybe not that far, but very good song. The next one is Vanity Slaves Part 1. It's just one verse song that just goes in and talks about like what people think, it talks about the image of African Americans, I heard Hobson talk on it before. It's like, stop doing negative shit to make us look bad. And it's not necessarily about that. It's just, you have to listen to the song to understand it. But it is a solid song. And then Far From Here, track number 12. Talks about his struggles. And surprisingly, Kendrick Lamar only sings in this song, and it was horrific. It was alright, but all singing song, I wasn't feeling it. And actually, Schoolboy Q salvaged an otherwise song I'd give like a 3 out of 10 to like a 4.5 out of 10. What hurts is that the Q verse is at the end, so you can't really listen to Q's verse and then skip the song. This would be the only song on the LP that would be skip worthy, actually. And that's pretty impressive for a young guy like Kendrick releasing a 16-track EP, not necessarily a huge budget, I'm guessing. And then next song, track number 13, is Thanksgiving. It's just a solid, happy song. I enjoyed it. Nothing too special, but let's get back to track number 14, or let's go to it. Let Me Be Me. It's just a song, he talks about himself. I just like the feel of it, the sound of it. It's just a good way, to close out the regular version of the album. And track number 15, Determined, bonus track. I could do without this track, I didn't really get much out of it. But that verse on track number 16, Stan Smith, is just dope. I don't even think it's Kendrick Lamar on the verse. It was just crazy. It was a good verse, but let's get into my favorite songs and the skips on this album, then my final verdict. My favorite songs on the album were PNP, or Pussy and Patron, She Needs Me, Wanna Be Heard, Trip, and Stan Smith. The only song worth skipping would be Far From Here. And overall, very good album, especially, my final verdict is that it shows a raw and developing Kendrick Lamar, not exactly as polished, kind of similar to Eminem on the Slim Shady LP. And it has a, variety of songs, touches on faith, girls, his struggles, Pussy and Patron, sometimes just spit and fire. And it has great flow throughout the album. Sometimes it has weird and different flows. I actually kind of enjoyed them. And some great funny lyrics in this album. I didn't really say a lot because I had one listen, but this is a really good EP actually. My final score out of 10 is an 8 out of 10. And that's very good. Especially for a starting off EP. Kendrick just did his thing and he did it good. It's not, I enjoyed O.D. more, and we'll review that later, but this was a great way to kind of, if I'm not mistaken, this might have been the thing that put him on the map, or I don't know, but very good album overall, nonetheless. 8 out of 10, guys. But thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.